Today I want to review and go over an easy way to work with fractions. So I want to talk about adding and subtracting first. You might remember from elementary school that when you go to add or subtract fractions, like say you have 1/2 plus 1/3, you're supposed to get a common denominator. And in school, they usually teach you that your common denominator should be the least common multiple. In other words, something that's a multiple of both numbers, and by least they mean the smallest one. But when we're dealing with variables, it's usually easier to just get a multiple. It actually doesn't matter if you get the least common multiple. What I'm going to do in all cases is I'm going to take each fraction and I'm going to multiply it by the denominator of the other fraction over itself. This is just a form of 1. So I'm not changing anything. And where I got this 3 from is it's just the denominator of this 3 over here. And the same thing over here. I'm going to multiply 1/3 by 2 over 2. I'm taking the 2's from this 2 over here. When you multiply fractions, you just multiply the tops and bottoms together. So 1/2 times 3 over 3 becomes 3 over 6. 1/2 times 2 over 2 becomes 2 over 6. And that's 5 over 6. It's not any different when you do it with algebra. If I have 1 over x plus 1 over y, I'm going to follow the exact same procedure. I'm going to write 1 over x times y over y plus 1 over y times x over x. That's going to give me y over xy plus x over xy, which is just y plus x over xy. Or I prefer to write x plus y over xy. I try to keep my variables in alphabetical order. Okay, so here's where people get confused. Let's say you have, I'm going to talk about multiplication for a moment. Let's say you have a over b all over c over d. When you have this situation, you multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator. So you write a over b times d over c. I'm just flipping the denominator over. So this is AD over BC. So let's say I have a problem like this. I have 1 over x plus h minus 1 over x all over h. Some people want to see this as a really scary situation, but it's not. I'm going to follow the exact same procedure for the subtraction that I was doing before. I'm just going to multiply by x over x. Again, this x is coming from this denominator over here. And this is still just a form of 1. Okay, I'm subtracting, so I get a minus sign. And I'm going to write 1 over x. And then I'm going to write x plus h over x plus h, where that x plus h is just coming from my denominator over there. This is how I'm getting my common multiple. I don't care about the least part, all over h. So now I get x over x times x plus h minus x plus h over x times x plus h all over h. I'm not going to do anything with my h for a minute. So now I can combine my numerators. I get x minus h. You have to remember to distribute that minus over the h all over x times x plus h. In the top, the x minus x, that means the x goes away. I get negative h over x times x plus h all over h. Now I need to multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator. All right, so I'm going to have negative h over x times x plus h times, now the denominator is just h, so the reciprocal is 1 over h. Now this h here in the top and this h here in the bottom, it means on the top means I'm multiplying by h, and on the bottom means I'm dividing by h. So I can cancel these out. And I'm just going to get this really simple, negative 1 over x times x plus h. And that's it. All you need to do to solve these problems is be patient, remind yourself of the rules for working with fractions. That's it.